My name is Zenta, and I'm speaking to you from Australia and welcoming you to join me with the journey of the Lioness of Light Oracle Within, which begins on the 26th of August and takes us right through to 16th of December, once a week, every Wednesday morning for those of us in Australia, and around the world it'll be whatever time it is for you. So this is a free journey that you are invited to share with me, and each session will be for about half an hour, and it's an invitation to drop in and connect more deeply and remember your sovereignty in union within, which ultimately extends to our sovereignty in union with all. So the Lioness of Light Oracle that we are going to explore together has its origin in a series of 17 paintings that I regard as imprints of spirit. The first one of which manifested on 2014, so 6 years ago now. And at the time, I had no idea of the journey that would unfold. That's my dog, Coco, scratching himself a little nest beside me. So all-inclusive to our pets and companions. So going back to the beginning of the first painting called Sitting with the Grandmother, which began as a prayer deep from my heart, really wanting to find a way to navigate my life as I connected with the sense of the ancestor within me, and to be able to grow into that elder, that ancestor. So with the first of these paintings, the journey unfolded as it does and culminated in the painting Lioness of Light, Solar Feminine Returned. Now, she emerged at the beginning of this year, unexpectedly, of course, because I had no idea of how the journey would unfold, or even that it was coming to a cyclic completion, which it did. And through the journey of the paintings and the stories that unfolded through that time in my own life personally, and just in response to life as we know it, the oracle, Lioness of Light Oracle, has shaped itself, which is a divination deck that has not yet been published. So in this first round of sharing, we are going to be walking through this journey, which in essence is about remembering our sovereignty in union within. And that is embedded in our humanness, in matter, the matter of which we are of as we live on this earth, and the journey of separation and duality that this experience is. And yet we are spirit embodied in matter. And other than dismissing, rejecting, separating ourselves from this matter, it's about honoring it, finding the ways to live with the matter of our own being of all that we are, the totality of all our experiences, neither rejecting or judging or casting out any of this, that we are as spirit embodied in matter, journeying through this life with all its extraordinary challenges, suffering, joy, beauty, everything in between, remembering our oneness with all and holding ourselves with loving compassion, this extending naturally out toward all others, all of sentience, all of creation, sovereignty in union, within and without. So how do we do this in a way that, again, is really honoring our humanness and the full nature of who and what we are, spirit embodied in matter? So the Lioness of Light Oracle takes us on that journey through the 17 imprints of spirit, the key paintings that move through these different ways of touching in on ourselves and navigating. Now, the deck, the Divination Oracle, is actually composed of 52 cards, but the 17 are, you might say, the major arcanum for those of you who are familiar with the tarot. This isn't based on the tarot, however, it comes in that divination oracle flow, of which the tarot are more widely known. So, the Lioness of Light, where did she come from? And who is she? Well, she is within each of us. And I have also met a golden lioness whose light of sovereignty and union struck my heart to the degree that she is like the starseed, the inspiration of the Lioness of Light Oracle. Now, in having said that, it feels important to acknowledge that while there have been so many different threads and people and experiences that have gifted themselves and woven themselves into the birthing of the Lioness of Light Oracle, I would like to acknowledge an extraordinary woman named Linda Tucker. And she is the keeper of the white lions, as inherited and passed on to her this extraordinary responsibility through her teacher, Kosa shaman, Sangoma woman of the highest degree, Maria Kosa, who has passed and I'm sure is in the star realms continuing her work and her support of Linda Tucker. So Linda Tucker founded the Global Protection of the White Lions, and whilst the journey of the Oracle began in years past, it was when I had the extraordinary experience and blessing of taking a journey to Africa and meeting the white lions, the star lions at Simbavati in South Africa, as enabled through the work of Linda Tucker, that the energetic, the specific energetic and recognition and greater teachings of the lion, the lioness, as she is stepping through and activating so particularly powerfully at this time as we enter into the age of Leo Aquarius. So if you like to know more and understand a little bit more about what this is. We've all heard of the age of Aquarius that we are moving into at this time, but not so many people are aware that we're actually moving into the age of Leo Aquarius. Aquarius, Northern Hemisphere, Leo, Southern Hemisphere. So this is a fascinating and, decreed since ancient time moment in the shift of our awakening at this time on a global level together. And the lions, and particularly the white lines, as transmitted through the work of Linda Tucker and the transmission she has received through Maria Corsa and the great keeper of Africa's wisdom, the late Credo Mutwa, and many others sharing and have shared about this time. And indeed, coming back to the Lioness of Light Oracle and the nature of the work, I began writing the actual work synchronistically at the time of COVID's manifestation. And as a lot of the astrological insights are revealing through this time, through this year, as we move through this crucible of profound change, uncertainty, extraordinary challenge, and yet potential for greater liberation of our true beingness and our connection and honoring of all of nature, all of sentience and beyond, and really moving forward together with so much greater awareness of our commonality and the beautiful things that we can birth together on this planet in greater harmony with all of nature. So as we do this at this time, moving through to December, from here on through this second half of the year, we are in a particularly potent and intense phase yet again that is foreseen. As we come to December 21st, there will be quite a releasing, a real, it's almost as if we are moving through the birth canal, that profoundly uncertain, precarious, and, can feel like life, death, death, life, and it is. So this intensity of pressure, of confrontation, of awareness, of the immensity of the energies we are coming into contact with, of the challenges personally that we are being brought to, alongside still carrying and working the matter of our own personal lives. We are being brought together to this place of potential birthing of all that we all truly yearn for, which is that greater sense of harmony, coherence, inner steadfastness and connectivity to, this earth, to one another, and to our sense of meaning and purpose. So I really hope that you will join me as through the 17 imprints of spirit, the key oracles of the Lioness of Light Oracle, within we can take this journey, and I can offer to you another tool, moment, space to connect deeply with yourself and restfully with yourself, touching both the divinity of your own mystery and also the tenderness of your own human self and what you may be carrying at this time. And just know that You are a sacred being. So you can register by going to my website and either through the contact or subscribe, forwarding me your email. And then once I have your email, I can send you the link every week for the live Zoom, which will be about half an hour. If you are unable to participate live, then after each Zoom, I will be sending you the link so that you can, in your own time and space, enjoy the half-hour session at your own time. So it's free and it's there. It will be, as I said, every week once. And I would like to complete by sharing with you the beautiful story of the Golden Lioness, whose presence is so embedded in this work and who actually inspired the Lioness of Light painting. Along with, again, I would like to honour the radiant presence of Linda Tucker. And in fact, the painting Lioness of Light is dedicated to her. So blessings and gratitude. So you can look into her work by finding her website, Linda Tucker Foundation, and or the Global White Lion Protection Trust. And there you will also find links to more information, a wonderful interview with an evolutionary astrologer called Maurice Fernandez and Linda Tucker around the whole Leo Aquarius age that we are moving into. So in each of our sessions together, I will read to you. It's like being a child again and having a little story read to you of each of the 17 oracles. And then we will move into a very gentle, guided journey, visualization, meditation, where you can connect and move into the oracle within yourself. Because, of course, this is what it's about. It is coming into contact with your own oracle of guidance. The sun was setting, casting its last rays of light across the African bushveld, with the Chilorjo cliffs like ancient monoliths lifting sheer above the sands of the dry riverbed, their steep walls etched with barely visible elephant trails, descending from the rocky top down to where the waters were not yet flowing, but would soon do so in torrents with the coming of the rains. Sitting in the two open-backed safari trucks as dusk fell, we were silent after yet another day of breathing deep into the heart of Mama Africa. Each woman filled with her own experience of immersion in this land of first time. Not even a drought could take away from the profound beauty of the ancient land that was about us. Then something happened that was as if in a dream. From the sparse scrubland bushes, a golden lioness appeared, stepping onto the dirt track directly in front of our vehicles, as if appearing from thin air. In the instant she emerged, our drivers immediately brought the vehicles to a halt, and complete silence descended. Standing before us, she took us in with her amber gaze, as if we had been summoned and were finally now present. We were not in a safari park, nor a wildlife park, where familiarized to humans and for optimal tourist viewing, African game are on show, bound by fenced enclosures. We were in the remote 5,053 square kilometre wilderness lands of Zimbabwe, known as the Place of the Elephants, Gonarazor National Park, where over 11,000 elephants roam wild alongside hippopotamus, cheetah, giraffe, hyena, wildebeest, zebra, leopard, and lions. And here was a lioness, presenting herself with independent and complete sovereignty. Holding us in mesmerized awe, time stood still as she continued looking directly at us, as if to make sure full attention was being paid. Once satisfied, indeed it was, the lioness turned and began walking slowly ahead in the middle of the track, paw by paw imprinting the soft soil, turning back and looking behind with a look that said, "And are you following?" Her body and face now lit rose gold by the last light of the sun. Our truck engines started up as in obeyance we followed behind. 12 women and our 2 male wilderness guides, all riveted by her presence. Never before had such an event been known to occur. Checking a few more times that we were still following behind, in elegant sway, the lioness walked the path ahead, and after one last turn of the head, stepped across to the right of the track, stopped, and then lay down on the edge of the path, assuming full sphinx posture, facing us with outstretched paws. With clear stare she waited while our vehicles once more slowed to a quiet. As if taking up audience, this lioness of light, her body lit now by both the last light of the sun and first light of the stars, held each of us in full presence of her authority. In silence, a transmission of equanimity filled the air. "I am my own mystery," she seemed to say. "Embodiment of the laws of nature are mine. One with nature am I. I am that I am. I am the landscape of my becoming, holding all within. Behold me and know this. Learn this for yourself. This is my decree. I am lioness of light, solar feminine embodied. I am returned. See me now." With that, she stood up and left as subtly and swiftly as she had appeared, disappearing into the now solely night-lit landscape, bridging day and night, light and dark, the realm of human and the realm of nature, her presence absorbing and reflecting through her own sovereignty in union, the oneness of all. This lone lioness had chosen to step across the veil of divide from her realm as a wild creature, living the shared experience of existence, encompassing all the moments of tension, fear, rapture, contentment, unsurety, playfulness, and suffering. In so doing, through offering herself with only the nature of her own presence to protect her, she offered an encounter with the divine source of which we are each made. In the direct purity of her presence, no aspect of herself was absent, not even the landscape that had birthed her and within which she would live out her life. Nothing was denied or omitted, apologized for or minimalized. She held and offered her presence with full unity in union with all. Who knows what trials or ravages she had lived or were yet ahead? How many times she had almost lost her life or those of her cubs? How unsuccessful had been many of her hunts? How close she had come to starvation? How many times she had witnessed death or the maiming of members of her pride? Alongside the sure presence and scars of her life's traumas and challenges was palpable too her embodiment of luxuriating in the sun, lazing amidst the grasses, playing catch me if you can with her siblings, chasing butterflies, stalking lizards, and preening herself with dedicated languor. In her presence, all was held and conveyed. I am a sovereign being. I walk before you and remind you that this that I am, you also are. It is time to return to the natural state that is our shared truth, a truth that holds both suffering and joy without judgment or contraction. We are still whole regardless. This is the noble path we share and walk together, from which the gold of our light can shine and indeed be made even more radiant. This gold is the true gold. From the light of the sun we are born, and to the light of the stars we return. Remember our sovereignty in union, and as you do, we are each liberated in love. Our path of return is a path unique to each of us, and I encourage you to claim and honour the story that is your own, as together we find our way. May the Lioness of Light oracle within guide you in your remembering as you return to the sovereignty in union that is yours and the true undiminishable radiance of your spirit. And this is what I wish for each of us. So please, you are welcome and be welcomed to join me on this journey and find our way together in our remembering of our sovereignty in union. With great blessings, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, 26th of August, 2020. Blessings.